In this video, we are going to look into the theoretical aspects of machine learning. So, what is machine learning? According to books and what Google is going to tell you is that machine learning is a branch of artificial intelligence and computer science which focuses on the use of data and algorithms to imitate the way humans learn and gradually improve accuracy. Well, that might be a bit difficult for people to understand who are diving into computer learnings or machine learnings for the first time. So let's just concentrate on the layman definition, which says that it is the use of data to help the computer understand various patterns, which helps it make better predictions. Let's take a real life example to understand this. If you are a student and there's a teacher overlooking you while you solve a particular sum, the teacher is overlooking you because he or she knows that you're bound to make mistakes. And he or she is present over there so that whenever you do so, she or he is there to guide you and tell you that what is the right solution. Let's look at the picture now where we see that there is some data and we try to find some pattern and then we tell the computer to analyze and understand and learn these patterns. Now, through this entire process, there is a person on the right overlooking this entire process just because the machine should not learn something that is wrong. If a machine learns something that is wrong, it's going to keep that in memory and always going to and will always predict something that is wrong. Why do we use machine learning? Well, machine learning helps us predict better. It is approximately knowing what's going to happen in the future, where the key term is approximations. We when we use machine learning, people feel that we are able to predict the future. We are able to predict the future. That is not a wrong statement, but it's an approximation. It is not actually what's going to happen in the future. Well, we'll look into a few of the case studies that I've mentioned here in detail in the upcoming slides and understand where are these algorithms used in particular so that we can understand the scenario a bit better. Well, we have stock market price predictions here, which is quite a generic topic for machine learning enthusiasts. So we all know that stock market has huge variations in prices every seconds, and there is tons of data that is generated on a regular basis. So understanding the data and trying to find patterns and informations is a basic machine learning uh, example. And this is from the financial sector. Let's look into the entertainment and the sales sector, where we have the recommendation system. So, what is a recommendation system? A system that looks into the various factors it is provided with and then makes similar suggestions based on that. So, the recommendations made by the program can be judged on the basis of how appealing are they to the customers. So if the particular program that you have written, the recommendation program that you have written works perfectly, the GIF on the right is going to come where the person just looks into all the recommendations and just consumes them without thinking twice because he or she likes them. So we do encounter recommendation systems on a daily basis. YouTube uses a recommendation system to uh, cater to your needs in particular. Then we have Amazon and Flipkart giving you recommendation systems below the product that you're looking into. So we are going to look into these and we are going to try out these in the upcoming videos. So the next field that we're going to look into is all fields. Yeah, so basically customer segmentation is not something that the customer uh, identifies or looks at like the recommendation system. You can have a sense and feel of it as you go through the various applications. There are recommendations that come below. Customer segmentation is done in the backend by the companies. So what is customer segmentation? This system helps us segment the particular customers into various groups. This is from the company's point of view. So the customers are segregated and separated on the basis of a few factors. So what are factors? Factors are nothing but attributes or characteristics. So how do you identify a person and an elephant? So a person will have two arms and two legs. The ears will be small. We do not have a tail. But when we come to an elephant, elephant has huge ears. It has four legs. It doesn't have any hands. It has a small tail. So you know that, yeah. So that's an elephant and this is a human. That's how we basically go on to segregate them on the basis of various characteristics. So if we take a normal example of telecom industry, considering that you are a prepaid user or a postpaid user, which kind of plan do you prefer? Are you planning to shift? If you're planning to shift, then the particular company needs to cater to your group, to your specific needs, and provide you offers that will be appealing just to you. Now, that's where customer segmentations come into play. The next segment that we're going to look into is insurance, and the topic that we're going to discuss is fraud detection. Now, this is one of the most important topics in the current world, where due to the advancement in technology, there is a huge uh, demand for these particular softwares where you can identify frauds from the originals, where there are some records that are fraudulent or which are frauds, and there are some normal records from the insurance perspective. And the insurance companies want to identify, okay, this is a fraud and this is a normal transaction. So how do you do that? We are going to look into them as well in the upcoming videos. But to understand that these segments do use machine learning to identify or have a basic approximation. Okay, this record can be a fraudulent transaction, or this record may not be a fraudulent transaction. Credit card, credit card for fraudulent transactions is one of the use cases that you might find in the news quite often. So this is an important topic that you should look into, as like if you want to research a bit more about it, feel free to do that. It's obviously going to help you. So the common question that I hear a lot is, how do I start? After hearing all of this, it might be a bit confusing, like the man on the right, but to be honest, it's not. There are a few basic necessities to understanding machine learning. Well, hearing the requirements, please do not get afraid. It's nothing like you need to know it exactly, but it's good to have that information with you. So you need to know a bit of coding, you need to know a bit of stats and math, and that's all for you to get started. Now, if you do not fulfill these requirements, there's no need to worry, because the course will cover all of these. And only after we cover all the bases here will we dive into machine learning and understand it from the core. What language is the best to code in? For beginners, I feel Python is the best language to code in because of the English-like syntax, and there's a huge number of libraries that you get to choose from, and you just need to install them uh, and import them and use them accordingly for your own particular use. And you do not need to code everything from scratch. The other programming languages have libraries, but they are not as extensive as Python, because it's open source and there's a lot of contribution that happens globally. Then there is the open source thing that we just spoke about. Because it's open source, anybody and everybody can download it without paying a single penny. But that doesn't mean that you cannot code machine learning algorithms in other languages. There are other languages that can be used for machine learning. R is one of them. You can even do a bit of machine learning on Java. But for this particular course, we'll stick to Python due to the advantages that we just discussed. But I would highly recommend people to go outside this particular course's curriculum and try out machine learning algorithms on different languages. It's going to be good for you in practice. Well, that's all for this particular video. A small note at the end: when you download these particular presentations from the resources folder, you do make a note that there is this presentation note that comes below, and you will find small notes over there. Like for example, when we spoke about factors, If you do not remember them, you can, if you do not remember the definition that I gave at that moment, you can always refer to the notes section or the presenter notes section below. That would be all. See you in the next video.